So we move on to next star question number 82. Since the Minister is not available, will the Chief Minister please reply, please?
So reply to star question 82A. Yes, sir, there is a plan to upgrade the existing damaged Anganwadi centers in the state. B, the total number of villages within Nongpo LAC without Anganwadi center is 44. C, sir, out of the 44 villages without Anganwadi center within the Nongpo LAC, a proposal for 25 Anganwadi centers fulfilling the population norms has been submitted to the Government of India, Ministry of Women and Child Development for sanction.
Your supplementary questions, please.
Honorable Speaker, sir, thank you so much. Since we know that this sector within the Social Welfare Department is very important to lay the foundation for proper psychological, physical and social development of the child, to reduce the incidence of mortality, morbidity, malnutrition and school dropout. So I'm very delighted to see that the response at A is yes for the upgradation of several existing damaged Anganwadi centers in the state will be taken up in days to come. I would like to know from the Honorable Chief Minister when the process of upgradation or renovate will actually start and the amount to be earmarked for this project.
Sir, out of the 5,630 centers, in the sense buildings that are there, sir, we have surveyed and inspected 3,461. And we have immediately made programs and plans under convergence of the ECD mission, which is the Early Childhood Development Mission, a $40 million program funded by ADB, and the MGNREGA funding convergence, through which upgradation of 2,000 buildings will be taken up immediately, sir. Roughly, sir, the budget for this entire process will be close to about 60 crores. The exact amount will be only determined once we are able to do the final estimates for all, but a rough budget estimate of 60 crore plus minus has been earmarked to upgrade immediately and repair 2,000 of these centers.
Thank you so much. So in the course of response at B, where out of 44 villages where there is no Anganwadi center within Nongpo Legislative Assembly constituency, where 25, the proposal has been sent to Government of India, Ministry of Women and Child Development. When shall we expect for the sanction for this 25 and the amount proposed for each center? At the same time, I would like to know whether this, the new building will be made, whether it will be a concrete one or a retrofitting, because in the past, Anganwadi Center also to retrofitting they have made, but it is not feasible, especially in Tribhuvan. So I would like to get a clarity on this.
Sir, he has asked 3 supplementaries in one question, sir. I don't know if that's allowed or not. But sir, these are genuine concerns. I will try to address all of them. So number 1, he had asked when will this be sanctioned. Sir, we have written to Government of India and we are awaiting a response from them. Even as recent as the 13th of February 2023, our Principal Secretary in charge of social welfare had written to the Secretary Government of India reminding them about these centers. In fact, we have put a proposal for We have a proposal for 266 new Anganwadi centers in the uncovered villages and 547 mini Anganwadi centers. So therefore about 813 new centers are being proposed. So we cannot say, sir, when the approval will come, but we will be continuously following this up so that we get the approvals at the earliest. Sir, regarding the sanctioned amount that is to be put in there, that is something, sir, the information is not there with me right now. But the basic infrastructure what has to be put and the manpower that has to be put in there. Obviously, sir, the sanction will be there for all these aspects. And in cases where we are not able to put our own buildings in our own center, we rent the space so that at least the services can be given to the people and the children. And the third part which he asked, sir, was about the retrofitting or whether it will be RCC. So those can be looked into as per the conditions in that particular location. And the options are open, sir. So we can go either for concrete or for retrofitting. It can be decided at a later stage. It's not something that is very hard and fast rule. But retrofitting obviously is a process that's much faster. And so we're able to put up the centers in a much faster manner. But of course, there's plus minus to all. So we can obviously examine all those matters.
So in the course of response from the Honorable Chief Minister, he did mention about early childhood development. So I would like to know what are the basic transformation, the basic at least one or two transformation from Anganwadi Center into an early childhood development center.
Sir, the details of the project, of course, will be very, very long. And as I said, I have the entire details with me. But sir, just to give an idea of why we are doing this program. Sir, in the normal Anganwadi centers as of now, we are running about 6 main services, which is SNP, which is Supplementary Nutrition Program. Then, sir, we have the immunization program. Then we have the early childhood care and education. And we have referral services. We have the nutrition education. And we have convergence programs, sir. So the idea of really having the ECD program was realizing, as I said, the fact that, the child's physical as well as mental growth and health is maximum during that early age. And as a government, normally when we do these Anganwadi programs, these do not cover aspects of cognitive aspect of thinking, allowing the child's brain to grow in the way that one should, because that's the time when the child learns the most. So the ECD program has got multiple objectives. Number one, we want to bring in the cognitive aspect into a child's growth in a very aggressive manner. We want these centers to become much more active in terms of activity. Of course, we want to strengthen the current programs that are going on. For example, sir, under the ECD program, we're also supplying eggs now, sir, to the children, and also we are also under the ECD program, sir. We are also now working towards trying to cover a large number of villages which may not be under the criteria. Because, sir, just for the knowledge of the entire house, so for a main Anganwadi center, there has to be a population of 300 to 800. And in a mini center, there has to be a population of 150 and 300. And sometimes some of our villages, in fact, there are about close to 1,500 such villages which don't have that kind of population, sir. So hence, this ECD program will allow us, along with other programs, to cover many of those areas. In some of the areas, in fact, we have started also covering many villages which are not covered under the criteria of Government of India. So all these aspects are there, sir. We are also looking at ensuring that a better training. So the idea is basically upgrading what is happening already and trying to do it better. So for example, as I said, we are a state which really suffers because of the stunting that happens. And this is an issue that has been brought out in many, many forums. And, you'll be happy to know, sir, that under the NFHS, which is a National Family Health Survey, in the survey that was done in survey number 5, sir, we had one of the highest stunting as well as underweight children, sir. We were about 46.5%. And now, because of the different programs that we're doing and improving the services in these Anganwadi centers, sir, I'm happy to inform you, sir, that in 2023, from a 46.5% stunting, we have come down to 29.53, sir. So it's a huge decrease in the stunting and underweight of children has come down from 26.6%, again one of the highest, sir, in the country. Today, we are down to 7.98%. So we can see a huge decrease in the kind of MAM and SAN children and stunting and underweight. And this is happening because of this focus approach that we're having to ensure that the Anganwadi centers function properly, proper food is given. And I'm sure that in the NFHS 6 survey, which will come out very soon, these numbers will reflect in that survey, sir. So therefore, the ECD program is going to improve all these services that we're providing at the grassroots level and focus a lot on the emotional and the mental health of the child. And we realize that it's very important to do it because that's what impacts the child's mindset in the long run, sir.
Yes.
Because we have some important question also, sir.
Sir, I have to satisfy the question in the of
We
the
understand,
honourable
sir,
member.
but it will take too much time.
These are not points I can put in the table of the House. I have to explain them, sir. And the honourable member has asked a question, sir. If I don't, then he will again ask many more other questions.
Your last
Number 4.
supplementary question.
This is supplementary number 4.
You've already asked 3
Number
questions
four.
in
Number
one
4, sir. So under supplementary nutritious program, which provide food grain for children below 6 years, pregnant women, nursing nurse, where different food grain is supplied to different Anganwadi center like Bengal gram, groundnut, and we are happy to hear that even eggs also will be supplied for the children. That is a good news. So there is a redressal forum, the grievances. If any issues are there with this nutritious food that has been supplied, because there are certain complaints that has come from different Anganwadi worker or the headman. They have written to the ICDS, to the respective CDPO. So we would like to know what the government, the department have done to address the issue of those kind of nutritious food that have supplied in which the kids or the children, they don't like. There are complaints like that. I just want to know about that.
Sir, specifically that information is not here with me, but if the honourable member has a specific concern in a specific center, sir, I'll be happy to look into this matter. This is again a very important matter, just like yesterday when they had mentioned about the food grains being distributed at the different wholesale and the fair price shops. This matter also is a very serious matter. And if there are concerns in terms of the quality of the food that has not been given, I'll be happy to take necessary action. If the honourable member can give me specific information about the specific center where this complaint is coming from, we'll be happy to look into the matter, sir.
So last question. So I would like to know from the Honourable Minister, Chief Minister, recently the honorarium or the salary for the Anganwadi worker has been enhanced. I would like to know from the Honourable Chief Minister whether there is any plan for enhancement of the honorarium of the cook cum helper, for the cook cum helper on the PM portion within the state as a whole, sir. If there is any plan, if there is a plan, it is a good news. If there is no plan, I would like to request to you, sir, to enhance the honorarium of the cook cum helper under PM portion, sir.
Yes, sir. The honourable member is correct. The government, the MDA, one government had increased the honorarium by 1,500 more. So earlier, Government of India, so just again, this is for the knowledge of everybody, that for the main centers, the Anganwadi centers, Government of India gives 4,000 500 rupees per month. And previously, state government used to add another 1,500. And now, after the increase, we have added another 1,500. So the total honorarium at the end of the month comes to 7,500. And in the mini Anganwadi centers, Government of India gives 3,500, and state government used to give 750 rupees per month addition. We have increased that to 1,500 now, and hence the mini Anganwadi centers, the Anganwadi workers are getting 5,000 rupees now per month. And so for the Anganwadi helpers, there was a 2,250 per month is being given by Government of India, and the state government had contributed 500 rupees per month, which has now been enhanced to 1,000. So the helper also now we have enhanced to 1,000 from the state government side, and hence in a month now it has gone up to 3,250, sir.